Welcome. Today we're taking a deep dive into the really specialized world of professional video infrastructure. We're going way past consumer electronics and looking at the components that power things like, massive control rooms. We're talking professional modular matrix switchers.
And to set the scene here, our sources for this dive come from HDTV Supply. They're a global provider, and they've been strategic partners with tvONE for, I believe, 25 years now, really focusing on this high-end market.
That's a long time.
It is. And for anyone actually installing this stuff, they even have a support line called the Wolfpack Helpline. The number is 833-965-3722.
Good to know. Okay, so our focus product today is the tvONE CM-HDMI-4K-XSC-1OUT CORIOmodule. The best way to think about this is imagine the whole CORIOmatrix system is a high-end modular mainframe.
Right, like a server rack.
Exactly. And this module is like one single exquisitely engineered drawer you slide in. It's built not just to pass a signal, but to perfectly format and scale it for one mission-critical video output. So let's unpack that. Its core function is being an HDMI 4K1 output module. It's designed for output up to UHD 4K30. And, for someone used to chasing 4K60, 4K30, that might sound like a limitation.
That's a fair point, but in this specific professional environment, it's actually a choice. They're prioritizing stability and compatibility over raw speed.
Okay, that makes sense.
And what's really fascinating is the precision it offers. We're talking 340 by 2160 at these very specific frame rates, 23.98, 2425, 29.97, and 30. The real power is in its scalability. You can tweak the resolution and the frame rate on the fly using the CORIOmatrix web GUI.
So for a surveillance wall or a command center, that stable 4K30 signal is really what you want.
It's gold, absolutely.
The quality is also there when you look at the color. Depending on the input cards you use with it, this module can output up to 4.4.4 8-bit video. Why should a user care about all those numbers?
Well, that's the difference between a high-end component and just a commodity product. Most consumer gear uses what's called 4.2.0 color subsampling.
Right.
Which means they're literally throwing away half the color information to save bandwidth. 4.4.4 means every single pixel is carrying its full, uncompromised color data.
So if you're displaying, say, detailed maps or medical scans where every bit of color detail is critical,
you have to have 4.4.4. It's non-negotiable. On the technical side, it also supports BT.709 for HD and 4K and BT.601 for standard def, so it translates color perfectly across formats.
And the specs go beyond just picture quality. They get into security and procurement.
Yeah.
It's HDCP 1.4 compliant, which is expected, but it's also TAA compliant. Why is that so important for the person buying this?
TAA, or the Trade Agreements Act, this is huge. If you are sourcing equipment for a government agency, a military installation, basically any large public project in the U.S., TAA is a must-have. It's a guarantee that the product was made in the U.S. or an approved trade partner country. You're paying for a secure, guaranteed supply chain.
A supply chain where failure just isn't an option.
Exactly.
To really get a handle on that value, you have to look at the price. This single output module is listed at $2,380 at HDTV Supply.
And that price, it's a very sharp reminder that you're paying for engineering and guaranteed performance, not just connectors on a board. It also puts the whole CORIOmatrix ecosystem into context. Look at some of the other modules, for instance. The 4K2 input module, the CM-HDMI-4K-XSC-1OUT, is $1,545.
Hold on a second. That seems counterintuitive. An input card that handles two 4K signals is almost $1,000 cheaper than the card that puts one 4K signal out.
It is, isn't it? But it all comes down to the processing load. That output card has to do all the heavy lifting, the complex scaling and formatting to make sure that one signal is absolutely perfect before it hits the display.
I see.
But then look at another one. The 1080p 4-input module, the CM-HDMI-X4IN, is even more expensive. It's $2,675. That's because managing and scaling 4 different 1080p signals, which could all be chaotic or non-standard, and then mapping them, that needs a much more powerful processor.
So you're paying to remove the chaos from the signal chain. And for comparison, HDTV Supply also has a much simpler alternative, their Wolfpack 4K30 HDMI output card. That one has 2 outputs, and it's only $250.
A completely different class of product.
Right. So the tvONE module is for systems that absolutely cannot fail. What this all boils down to, then, is that this module isn't just about delivering 4K. It's about providing that guaranteed stability, the TAA compliance, and the full 4.4.4 color depth that these multi-million-dollar command centers demand.
Which leaves you with a really important question to think about. If it takes an investment of $2,380 just to guarantee a single stable 4K output because of compliance and specialized scaling, what level of financial and operational consequence is the entire CORIOmatrix system being designed to prevent?